Hey guys, Caitlin here. And for this week's episode, I recently read this article by Medscape. I know I'm quoting a lot of articles by Medscape lately in my YouTube videos, but it was an awesome article. I just can't get over it. And it's titled The 5 MacGyver Emergency Medicine Tricks. And I was reading it and I knew a couple of the tricks and then a couple other ones I didn't. I thought it was super awesome and I just wanted to share it. So let's get started. So the first trick of the trade that I want to talk about is using rubbing alcohol for nausea. And some studies have shown that it's even superior to Zofran, Phenergan, Reglan versus a placebo. And the awesome thing about this is patients can use this at home. So if they're having nausea that just is unrelieved by their home Zofran or Phenergan, they can use rubbing alcohol. Or if you have a patient that has a prolonged QT interval and you really just don't want to give them any Zofran or Phenergan that's going to prolong that QT, just put a little alcohol pads in a syringe and tell the patient to sniff up and take 3 sniffs every 15 minutes, and it's been shown to really decrease nausea. So that's the first MacGyver trick. The next trick of the trade I want to talk about is using Teabags for mucous membrane bleeding. Tea has tannic acid in it, which is a natural vasoconstrictor, a little weaker than epinephrine, that if you apply the tea bag to any kind of mucous membrane bleeding, like maybe the patient had a dental extraction earlier in the day and it's just still bleeding, or maybe after a hemorrhoidectomy, and you've tried TXA and a couple other different things, and it's really just not working, get a tea bag and tell the patient if it's their tooth, just tell them to bite down and apply pressure, and with the tea bag, the tannic acid should cause some vasoconstriction. It usually stops the bleeding. I've been pretty successful with this when I've used this in the emergency department. And the great thing about this is after you've stopped the bleeding in the emergency department, either with the tea bag or not, you can tell the patient to use tea bags at home if it starts back up again. So it's another home remedy that we can use, and it's pretty safe as well. So that is trick number 2. Another trick of the trade is using some sort of string to remove a ring that's stuck on a patient's finger. So a lot of times when patients come in and their chief complaint is ring stuck on the finger, it's become super swollen. So you're going to want to take that string, and you can use dental floss or even the string from a suture removal, and start wrapping the string around the finger and the fattest part. So around, usually the knuckle area tends to be the place where the ring gets stuck. And slowly keep wrapping around and around and around until you get back down to the ring area. So this kind of forces all the fluid and all the swelling to distribute and kind of go on the other side of the ring, on the other side of the hand. And this helps to allow the ring to slowly come off in a better fashion. A lot of times patients are very scared of ring cutters. And a lot of times this can be very painful, so I usually do a digital block before I apply the floss, and you just sit there and kind of work its way out, and it usually works pretty well. The next trick I want to talk about is using milk for capsaicin exposures, and this can be pepper spray, or you get chili juice in your eye when you're cooking dinner that night. And the way it works is milk, full fat milk in particular, has caseins in it, which are lipophilic, and it acts as a detergent and literally washes out all the capsaicin that may be in your eye. It's very useful, it's quick, it's clean, it's a quick discharge, and anything fatty can work. You can use mayonnaise if the patient has any skin exposure to capsaicin. It's very useful, and it's quick, it's dirty, it's nice. I haven't used it yet, and I didn't know about this before, but I can't wait to try it out. The last thing I want to discuss in detail is a trick of using capsaicin cream for cannabinoid hyperemesis. So it's been well known that there's a receptor in hyperemesis from cannabinoid use that responds to a hot shower. And a lot of times the patient says hot showers work and they're coming in with nausea and vomiting. You can try capsaicin cream on their abdomen to help with this nausea and vomiting. Obviously, you can try Zofran, Haldol, Phenergan, all that good jazz, but after multiple doses of these medicines, you may be worried about their QT syndrome. And I've actually seen capsaicin cream work very, very well. And a lot of times, like, you can't even get capsaicin cream in the emergency department. This doctor in the article talked about using hot sauce on the abdomen, just rubbing that on the abdomen. It may sound very odd, but she said it's worked very well. And you can also apply it to the backs of the upper arms as well. And the thing about hot sauce is you want to use mild hot sauce because you don't want to cause any burning on the skin from the hot sauce and that capsaicin. And just like before, if you do, you can apply some mayonnaise to the skin, and it should work pretty well to help with that burning. And that is the last trick of the trade that I want to discuss in detail. I hope you guys enjoy this article. There's a link at the end of this video that you can click, or in the comments section below that you can click to fully read it through. It's very interesting. There's a video that goes along with it. Highly recommend it if you work in the emergency department or anywhere. It's just tricks of the trade that you can use. And that's it. See you next week, guys.